This is the Safe School Audit for South Middle School. It is for our school plant class. Our professor, Dr. Robert Allen Moody, and myself, I am Gib Rito. The school demographic for South Middle School, when it comes to the gender, we are at about 51% males and 48% females. The ethnicity, we have a large number of Hispanic students, 82%. We have about 10% white, and other make up to 6.5%. Socioeconomic disadvantaged students, we've got a 90%, a large percentage of students. We do the rest, of course, is about 10% that are non-economically disadvantaged. South Middle School, at this time we have a total of 303 students, certified teachers 35, classified staff 13. When we compare that to the district, total number of students is 4,995, certified teachers are at 383, and classified staff is 188. The state reading data, both the reading and the math, 4 years ago we found that, unfortunately, South Middle School found itself in restructuring, and so the district opted to go with the transformational model. The reason I talk to that is because as you look at the graphs, you'll notice that there's some pretty good increases. As we get closer to today, you'll notice that we dropped again, and part of that we think that it's due to the Common Core, not only students adapting to the rigor, but also our staff adapting to the transition in curriculum and also the assessment. Our math scores, definitely you'll see that there's huge jumps. Part of it is that unfortunately we were down in the 30s. 7th grade, 8th grade was worse, a bit lower on the 30s. But as you look at the scores climb up, you'll notice that we definitely climbed, and in adjusting to the Common Core, we've come back down. But all in all, the structure of the building, we were able to use it so that we can collaborate, so we can have PLCs, and also use the most of the building, being that the nature of the pots is that if you're going to have through rooms, that we take advantage of the possibility. The new and old construction. South Middle School was built in 1965. In 1967, the cafeteria and science rooms were added. The latest update is in 2001. The new addition was completed. The new addition consisted of the gym, the locker rooms for boys and girls, and the commons areas, and the new offices. I was privileged. Had an opportunity to put my hands on some of the paperwork, the blueprints that the architect had. But looking at this from way back then, naturally this is the outside of the building. I had an opportunity to look at the original structure. There were 4 pods, the middle one being the gym back then, and at that it was an open gym. The next part is the part that shows a basement. South Middle School happens to have a basement under this pod right here. The staircase right here is this right here, and the staircase right here is over here. So we're able to enter from this side or on this side, which allows us to utilize it for tornado drills. This map here will show some concerns as well with the interior. These colored steps right here are the entrances again to the basement. The reds are doors. We have a large number of doors. So a concern for us would be that doors are almost in every classroom that go directly to the outside. We've not had the problem of students leaving, but naturally too many doors do create that opportunity for students to leave. The other part that we'll talk about later as a concern is that we have through rooms. So in order to get to this room, a student would have to go through the hall, go through this room, then go through this hall, and then get to the room. Same scenario with that classroom, and this is in the language arts. The math has a couple of classrooms that find themselves in the same place, so they go from through one of the halls into one math classroom and then into the next one, or to get to this one they can go down this hall, cross this math classroom, and then into that one. Then the only other scenario we have is over here. This is a technology class, art class, and social studies. So to get to technology class, one would have to go down the main hall, then go through the social studies, you go through the art, and into social studies. This is a view from Google Earth. You can tell that the darker blue was the original structure. Then the yellowish is the cafeteria, and then in the white you'll notice that that's the latest, the gym, the commons area, the offices, in the locker rooms. This is a few pictures. These are a few pictures of the new part of the building. This is the commons area, and looking far back you can tell these are the concession stands. The main office is on this side. There's restrooms on this side, and also if you were to go this way, those are the entrances to the gym. We are very fortunate to have a beautiful gym. On one side we have great facilities for locker rooms for the girls, and likewise for the boys. Here's another view of the commons area. Looking far, you can see that this is where we enter the main hall. And the yellow brick, you can tell that that's the old hall wall that used to be on the outside. But this structure right here is great for school dances, parent involvement, and once we close those doors, we can separate and keep students out of that section. Here's another picture. Again, the commons area is on this side, and this would be a turn going to the right into the main hall. One of the concerns with this turns and the U-shaped main hall is that it's tough to supervise. We can supervise by listening, but we cannot see if anything's happening. The South Middle School had the unfortunate opportunity to restructure South Middle School. So the district opted to go with the transformational model. The reason I talk to this is because the building itself, we ended up using it, leveraging off of that plan so that we could collaborate. We could have PLCs, and teachers would be within the proximity of each other for support and anything that would support them with effective instruction. In 2009, 2010, that was our planning year, and then the following 3 years it was implementation. So today we were able to use a structure. We had to move classes around in order to make the most of it. So you'll see right here on this map, this is a map of back in 2009, 2010, how the classes were organized. Language arts is purple, and you can tell that they're all over the place, all over the map. In order for those teachers to come together, they just have to travel much further, and it is what it is. The math teachers were all over the place too. Here's one math, another math, and then the other maths were just all over the place. Where today, in 2013, all the language arts would put around here. This room is the only exception. That's the fax room, but because it's the kitchen, we cannot move it. Same thing with the math. They're all located right here, so they have quick access to each other, quick access to asking for support or collaborating. The blues are the sciences, and naturally we cannot move a science class because of the makeup of the science class. Our science rooms used to be outside. Today they are inside because we are limited on how much flexibility we can have. We could not put them together. Here's an issue with the outside of the campus is that we don't have speed bumps. So if we were to go back to the main bird's eye view, it'd be great to have a speed bump on this side and right here. This would slow down traffic from speeding up and protecting students or parents that may be coming out of the building. The other areas is long stretch because we do have students that sometimes we go use a football field that's way down here, but we'd put a speed bump right here, a speed bump right here, and that would definitely slow traffic down. Here's another look at the south side. As you can see, students would come out of here. If they just run and don't watch where they're going, a speeding car right here could definitely injure somebody. From this side, we see it from far away, but again, speed bumps would help tremendously. Here's a shot from the front. As a parent, or let's say that a high school student or a parent was in a hurry, they drive right down here if they're going in a hurry. Unfortunately, they could hurt a student, a pedestrian walking down the side. Another issue that has now been repaired is the wooden structure you see right here. It looks treated at this point. It's fairly new. It used to be very dry, as you can see the one over here, that it was very not only dry, but it was actually leaning sideways as if though it was going to fall. The other issue is this section right here. South Middle School does not have very much storage, and the storage we do have actually creates dark spots and not very effective storage at that. The other area that needs repaired or replaced is the track. Here's a bird's eye view from Google Earth. You can see the cracks right here. The cracks from far away look small, but when you get close, you start seeing that these cracks are definitely, if somebody was to run and they step in a crack, somebody could get hurt. Another issue with the pod structure is that we have to have through rooms. In order to get to the far room right here, the technology room is the third one in, the second one is the Miss Whiteley's art room, and then this one's right here, the social studies. This over here is the language arts pod, but you can tell that this is a middle pod, and you'd go around and then turn to the right and then go to the other classes. From this view, I'm looking from one classroom. You would go down the hall. To the left is FACS. That one ahead of us is language arts, and further to the right over there would be another language arts. This is just another view from a classroom. You have to go out. To the right is language arts. To the far end is another language arts classroom. Here's a math pod. Here's a middle pod for the math. You can tell that going to the right is one math classroom. Going to the left is another one. The structure of South Middle School, the main hall curves. It's like a horseshoe. So if we were to look at the entrance right here, we're coming from the commons area. Students can come straight, but when they turn left, it'd be turning around this way. So you cannot see them once they go past the hall. What we do have to our advantage are these cameras right here. I noticed that a lot of schools have them nowadays, but this allows us to see what we can physically not see. So once again, right here, if students take off to the right, the only way for me to see them is to get some support from the office if they have eyes on the cameras. The security cameras, again, they work wonders. We're able to monitor a large area at the same time, and like many others, they look pretty similar. Our custodians do a great job of taking care of the building. Our grounds crew, they have done a wonderful job, a great job of keeping the building in good working condition. And while the building is very old, the technology department has done a good job of updating the building with technology. This part right here is the front. So the one part that I really liked of other schools is that they have controlled access, where at the beginning, these doors are unlocked, and they're locked again at the end of the day. The only time we lock them is either when we go home or if we have a lockdown. But the good thing, again, up here in this corner, you can see the camera. After looking at going through the safety, the Safe School audit, I now have a much better appreciation for what the building does for us and what it provides, not just in safety, but also in the effectiveness and the efficiency of how we do our job. Also, of course, the efficiency of the people that take care of the building, the grounds crew that keep us going. So at this point, I definitely have a better perspective of the building that I run, not just the structures and people, but also the detail within the building. So with that said, this is the end of my presentation. I hope it was informative, and good luck to all of you.